Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. It was really enthusiastic to see you all chanting. इससे करताल दे करताल Shall we continue chanting like that? Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to Bhaktivedanta Mayana. So usually in the evening we have Bhagavad Gita class. So would you all be willing to participate in that class? We will have some discussion on Bhagavad Gita. So we are reading the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is known as Transcendental Knowledge. So unfortunately, I don't have eyes on the back. So if you can come in the front, I'm sorry. so, 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 like this is the 18th verse of the 4th chapter, named Transcendental Knowledge. The verse goes like Karmani akarmaya pashet akarmani cha karmaya sa buddhiman manusheshu sa yukta krishna karmakrit. The the translation goes, one who sees inaction in action, one who sees inaction in action, and action in action is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. So it says one. So it's like this verse sounds like a riddle. The translation of the verse sounds like a riddle. Okay, one who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. So we have a purport by Srila Prabhupada. So we will be reading that purport. A person acting in Krishna consciousness is naturally free from all bonds of karma. So basically, to give you a prelude or like basic like a introduction of what is happening here is that this is the dialogue between Krishna and Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue between Krishna and Krishna and Arjun. Where? On the battle of Kurukshetra. So Kurukshetra is a place in India if you go there. So like there was the battle arranged between the Pandavas and Kauravas, and everybody assembled there. Basically, it was like I mean the greatest war, even more than the World War One, World War Two, like in the modern sense, like you can say, because the weapons being used were like could cause much more destruction than these simple wars which we have seen. That's the information which we get from the scripture named as Mahabharata. So Mahabharata is like the history of the greater India, and in that this battle of Kurukshetra is mentioned. So there was like the conspiracy to basically take the rightful share of the Pandavas by the Kauravas. So Pandavas and Kauravas were like cousin brothers. So Pandavas were entitled to a particular share in the kingdom, but they were not given that share. And so there was a conspiracy by the Kauravas. So despite all repetitive attempts to make some arrangement that war may not take place, the peacemaking and whatever, okay, but it didn't work out, and finally the war happened. So this war was to happen in the Kurukshetra, and when like the war was about to happen, then there was like Krishna and Arjun on a chariot, and Arjun told to Krishna that take this chariot at the middle of the battlefield. So when Arjun saw that he has to fight all these like his cousins, so he became really confused. He became really bewildered that how can I fight my relatives and kinsmen. So that's when he lost the sense of his duty, what is to be done and what is not to be done. That was when this Bhagavad Gita was being spoken by Krishna to Arjun. And so Krishna spoke about the knowledge of the soul, that we are not these bodies, we are the spirit spark within the bodies, which permeates the body, and basically this body takes birth, grows, then becomes mature, then becomes old, and then dies. But the soul is eternal, the living spark which we are, and we can stop this like repetitive birth and death process by engaging in spiritual life and reviving our divine nature. So that's what the instruction which was given by the Krishna to Arjun. And then Arjun had further questions. that how can we understand those who have revived their spiritual nature? How do they walk? How do they talk? So then Krishna described the symptoms of those who have revived their spiritual natures. So even though they are living amongst us, but still by the particular characteristics and lakshanas, we can identify who is advanced and who is not. And then it goes further. Then Arjun has further question like, okay, Krishna, but then why are you engaging me in this war field? I don't want to fight. Then that gives prelude to the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna explains why he should fight from the different angles. First of all, it's the plan of the Supreme Lord, and as a devotee, like it's best for Arjun to be aligned with the Lord's plan. The Lord has a plan. It is best to align with the Lord's plan. And then second, that he's Kshatriya, so it's his duty to fight for the right. Like in the sense, like because the other party was full of rogues and thieves, Duryodhan party. So Kauravas, so they need to be killed. So as there is a like good law and order in the society. Then he gave the many reasons like that. And then Krishna spoke to Arjun that actually I gave this knowledge which I am giving to you millions of years before to the sun god. And then so that begins the fourth chapter on which we are. So then Arjun asked, how could you give it to sun god? We both are like friends. So sun god must have been like millions of years before. Then Krishna explains that there has been lots of births of you and me both. You don't remember, but I remember. So that's another symptom that how the soul takes so many births, and basically those who are spiritual, those who have revived their spiritual nature, they remember all these things. But like those who haven't, who are still under the clutches of the material nature, they cannot. So then Krishna explains different things, and now he is explaining the science of karma. Often we see that like if something goes wrong in our life, something is not happening right, then we often hear this thing. It's a karma mystery. It's your karma. It's your karma. It's my karma. So we have been hearing this word karma so many times, like in the in the world in which we live. Whenever something is inexplicable of why this is happening and how this is happening, it's a natural human mind's tendency to give it to some supernatural cause which is beyond us, or some say it's the stars which is making this arrangement. So some supernatural cause. Some say okay, it's like a divine light, or it's like a god. Some say like this. Some say it's like unseen forces. The law of nature, the mother nature is doing that. Some say like okay, it's your karma. Take the responsibility, it's your karma. Some say like that. You did this, and that's why you are having this result. Yeah. So what do they say? Like, it's being said that if you like sow a seed of a mango, you will get a mango. And if you will sow the seed of like strawberry, you get strawberry. So whatever seed you sow, that's how the tree you will get. So that explains the mystery of karma in a nutshell. Like in the sense, whatever karma you get, that comes back. And we studied in the physics, the Newton's law also. Every action has its equal and opposite reaction. So that's how like generally the karma is understood. And now Krishna is taking this Bhagavad Gita section to explain what is karma. So he just goes on with these verses before this verse which we are at right now to explain karma. So are you interested to know about what is karma? So therefore I keep on, otherwise like we can stop the class here. We can stop the discussion here. So like Krishna says that basically like there are karma can be understood in three ways. One thing is karma, which we do, the work which we do with the intended result we want to have. Naturally, like even if you go for any job or even if you go for any like thing, people like the result oriented approach. Okay, what is the result which I will get when we do this, when I will do this? What is the end result? In fact, many strategic plans in the management are prepared with sometimes this result-oriented approach. Okay, we want to achieve this many targets of the sales, or we want to achieve this many target of like, what do you say, these many numbers of people. So it's all about figures. We basically measure the success many times in the management, or many times in any organization or like that. So this is one way, like result-oriented approach. So to increase, what Krishna is explaining here is that, like any karma which is done with a particular result in mind, and which is according to the that we prepare the strategy. Oh, so according to that we prepare the strategy, but still that strategy is according to the Vedic scriptures. So we want a particular result, but we are preparing a strategy, and we are doing a particular karma, but still it is according to Vedic scriptures. So this is known as karma. This is known as karma. Second thing is vikarma. We want a particular result, and we really want it, we are blinded by it. Okay, I want it. And to achieve that result, I can do anything. I can go against the law and order also. I can go against the scriptural wisdom also. Because I want result and I just need it. It's like more like a, you see, like if like a, one is, especially when we have very short-term vision, I want it at any cost. So it's like the normal language, in the layman language, we can say, beg, borrow, steal, I want it. By hook or by crook. By hook or by crook, and like that. So all this, so when we do some things which is against the Vedic, against the scriptures or against the law and order, so that is known as vikarma. It's like one thing was karma, this is vikarma. So V is added. V means like which is not like against the scriptures. And the third form of karma is like akarma. Akarma is like when you do things, but you do it for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, and then there is no resultant reaction. So this is the three forms of karma which Krishna explained. We will be going in detail with that. So to give you first example at this pretext, at this point, let's say somebody like wants a particular if somebody wants some money, and to get the money he just steals. So that comes in vikarma. Very simple example. He goes against the scriptures, he goes against the law and order. So he might be, it's like in the sense like escape punishment for maybe one time to 2 times. But still that because he has transgressed the scriptures and he has transgressed the law and order, so definitely sooner or later that result will accrue, whether in this life or in next life. This is vikarma. And so naturally, like if we break the laws of state, we get punished. So the same way, if we break the laws of the nature, or if we break the laws of the scriptures, so naturally we get punished. And this is what like Srimad Bhagavatam explains, Nunam pramata kurute vikarma, yat indre priti apranoti, na sadhu manne tat atmanoyam asanapi klesha deha. So even from our normal understanding, we can see that okay, vikarma is something which might be pleasing for short term, but it may have some bitter consequences. So Bhagavatam says like that if we engage in the vikarma, why? Just to satisfy our senses, just to have like some short temporary pleasure. Just to have some short temporary pleasure or satisfy our senses, if we engage in vikarma. So it says that it is actually being it's actually being like completely mad. It's a completely mad proposal. That is what Bhagavatam says. So like somebody can be mad, and somebody can be more mad, and somebody can be most mad. So the complete insanity which can be there for a person who has got a human form of life is to engage in vikarma. That is what Bhagavatam says. Especially those who have got a human form of life. If we don't have a human form of life, if we have a form of life like a plant, trees, animal, then these then it's not like that much like what do you say punishable if we do something wrong. But especially in human form of life, when we have a higher intelligence, a higher responsibility. So this higher intelligence and a higher facilities come with higher responsibility. So Bhagavatam says that if we waste our human form of life in just like petty pursuits of sense gratification or achieving like some short-lived pleasure, and we go all the way to transgress the scriptural laws and regulations, so then what punishment do we get? So then we get this body again, and this body is like is this body is basically like just simply as the result of the sufferings is basically like, okay, if somebody wants to punish, so then how will he punish? They will give you a suitable body in which you will be destined to suffer. For example, this body has so many limitations. It gets sick, it gets old, it gets like we have to leave this body. So there are pains of birth, death, old age, and disease. There's a birth, there's a pain along with that. Of course, we like to celebrate our birthdays, but there's a pain attached with the birth, especially in regards to this body. And then we have like old age, we have pain attached to that. Our attachments, our attachment to the beauty, our attachment to the youth. Shri Radha Gokulanand ki, Sita Ram Lakshmi Hanuman ki. So our attachment to the youth, to the beauty, to the fleet, everything goes away. So with the old age, especially the old age is very purifying. Especially the old age is very purifying. However hard we may try to hide our white hairs or our aging effects, but still, like it's a open secret. Everybody knows. Like so, sometimes like it says like okay, it's like okay, we are trying to hide a secret, but it's an open secret. Prabhu, everybody knows. Like okay, you are becoming old. However hard you may try to dye your hair or color your hair, it's like open secret. So old age is very purifying. And the more purifying is that when the old age comes, then our near and dear one starts neglecting us. For some time they may take care of our health, they may take care of our issues. But then they understand, okay, oh he has become old, oh she has become old. Nothing can be done. So old age is very purifying. We have invested so much in the relationships. The same relationships now take us as a burden. So that's purifying old ages. Another thing is disease. Disease is another thing. Like I mean, if we so that's another way the nature punishes us with the disease. Disease is on the level of the physical level, emotional level, mental level. So this is how we get the punishment for the vikarma. That is what Bhagavatam says. And then there are like natural calamities, which tosses one around. One is forced to, one cannot like change weather, however hard one may try. Like with all your money, you cannot change the weather. The weather will be the way it is. There will be natural calamities. There will be sufferings coming from the other living entities. However hard we may try to that the world be a peaceful place, but still there is always a danger of war. There is always a conflicts on petty things. Especially when people gather together. So it's like, okay, sometimes it becomes like a joint mess. Okay, I have my own issues, but then when other people are also living in a society, so then they have all their own issues. So it becomes like a joint mess sometimes. So then we get the sufferings coming from other living entities. Maybe like our friends, like our office people, or maybe even through the wasps. Some people are so afraid of the wasps. I mean, if there are wasps and other thing they're just okay. You are afraid, and then so that way we get suffering from the other living entities, and then there are suffering from our mind. It's so mind can be sometimes so difficult. It can be, without any reason we may feel sad. Without any reason we may feel like okay we need something, a deep hankering to attain something, and when that thing is not attained, then feeling like bad or like lamenting for that. And if we obtain that thing after a long struggle, then again it will be gone after few days, months, or years. So nothing is permanent with us. Even this body is not permanent with us. So that is how we get the result of vikarma. So we get another material body to suffer like that. So this is vikarma. And akarma is acting on behalf of Krishna. That means making Krishna as an active part of our life and then acting on behalf of Krishna. So this acting on behalf of Krishna is known as action in Krishna consciousness. Action in Krishna consciousness. So this is the real art of living in this world. The real art of living in this world is wherever we are, in whichever position we are, just giving Krishna a central position in our life. First of all, making Krishna as the goal of our life. Okay, whatever activities, whatever things I am going to do in my life, they are to be at the goal, they are with this goal to please Krishna, to come closer to Krishna, to come closer to Krishna. Why coming closer to Krishna? This understanding will come only if we get to know who we are, who we really are. I'm not this hand, I'm not this eyes, I'm not this body. So who I am the spirit soul. And Krishna is the super soul, the supreme friend who is living with us in our heart, and who also kindly appears in the temples in the form of the Archvigraha, who kindly comes in the form of his holy name, like we were chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Krishna is living in our heart. Krishna comes as the like Archvigraha, Krishna comes as the holy name, Krishna comes as these scriptures. These scriptures are not different from Krishna. Just like you see, there we have the whole Bhagavatam set, because it is not different from Krishna. So these words are coming from Krishna, so they are not different from him. So first of all, making Krishna our goal in life, goal in our life, and then according to a particular set of karma, we have taken birth in a particular family, we have a particular partner, or like friends circle, we are born in a particular like country, and so these are like according to our past karma, which we are in this situation. So in this now the life is pretty much like we may like to think that we are always independent, but actually we are not really completely independent. We may have some independence in some regard, but we are not actually completely independent. It's something like the game of the cards. Like if you are playing the cards, so we have a particular set of cards with us. This can be compared to the like okay, our past karma. Now we have a particular set of cards. Now we have to play the game. It's not that I am not playing the game, I am leaving the cards away. So according to our set of our karma, we have this like in the sense like a particular set of like things. Now in that situation, making Krishna as the goal of our life, and then acting on behalf of him, acting for his pleasure. That is the science which Bhagavad Gita teaches, the science of karma and how to act in this world. How to act in this world so that we can be happy in this world and in the next world and in the next life. In the next life, so it's like a real investment scheme, like actual investment. So while making any investment, we should be careful. So when we make investment of our energy, of our time, so we need to be careful where to put our like investment. Like while deciding for portfolio for investment, it is being often said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. In a sense, don't put all your like investment in one just like one scheme. Have a portfolio of investment. So that way we all try to play safe. We all try to like have like good investment. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us like how to act in Krishna consciousness. So now we are reading the purport by Prabhupada. he says a person acting in Krishna consciousness, which I just explained, is naturally free from the bonds of karma. We will have to act. That is what Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. He says that one cannot, okay, if somebody says, okay, if I will act, then I will get a result. And if I will act wrongly, then I will get a wrong result. So let me not act. Things don't work that way. Krishna says, Nahi kashi chanamapi jatu tishtati karmakit. Krishna said to Arjun that you cannot even sit idle for even a second, for even a shana. You will be forced to act according to your nature. So just like our nature can be born of satogun, rajogun, tamogun, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Even if somebody is sleeping, then also one is in the mode of ignorance. Still one is active, still the soul is active. So soul is always active. And we as the spirit soul are always active. Either we can be active in a more serene way, peaceful way, balanced way, or we can be active in a more passionate way, or we can be active in the laziness or depression or sleep or something like that, or inertia. So the soul is always active. Getting the point? Soul is always active. Either one can be very serene, peaceful, and very balanced in his life, or at a particular moment, or one can be in the sense very passionate. Oh, I want to achieve this. I want to have this. I want to have this target being met. Or one can be in the oh, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep. I just want to be in the sense lazy. Let people do everything. Why this world doesn't need me? Why should I go for this world? I don't want to do. I don't feel like doing this. Nobody is mine. I am no one. So this is all inertia. Or this is all self-defeating thoughts. The soul is always active. So the trick is to act in Krishna consciousness so that one can be free from the bonds of karma, which is being explained here. So acting in Krishna consciousness is something like the soldier goes on a war field and he kills hundreds and thousands of the soldiers of the other party. So how does the government react to that soldier? If a soldier goes to a war field and kills hundreds and thousands of the soldiers of other opposite army, so how will the government respond to that soldier? Will they praise him? Definitely the government will be happy. Oh, he's a good soldier. He killed hundreds and thousands of people on the army. But if that soldier comes, is not in his army dress, or is not in an official duty, and now if he just goes and just bullies even a small child, then will the government will be happy? No, he will be punished. So acting in Krishna consciousness is something like that on the behalf of Krishna, we can do any action that won't produce any karma phal. That won't produce any karma phal. So it's something like a banker, like a cashier in a bank can count millions of dollars, but knowing that this all belongs to the bank, not to me. So a devotee acts on the behalf of Krishna, knowing that I belong to Krishna, this world belongs to Krishna, the people with whom I am interacting, they belong to Krishna, the wealth which I am possessing, that belongs to Krishna. So with that wisdom, the devotee acts. So when he acts in that way in this world, he is deeply connected with the Krishna internally, and the same way he deals with the world in that way. Further, Prabhupada clarified, his activities of a Krishna conscious person are all performed for Krishna. Therefore, he does not enjoy or suffer any of the effects of the work. Consequently, he is intelligent in human society, even though he is engaged in all sorts of activities for Krishna. A karma means without reaction to work. The impersonalist ceases fruitive activities out of fear, so that the resultant action may not be a stumbling block on the path of self-realization. But the personalist knows rightly his position as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he engages himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness. Because everything is done for Krishna, he enjoys only transcendental happiness in the discharge of service. Those who are engaged in this process are known to be without desire for personal sense gratification. The sense of eternal servitorship to Krishna makes one immune to all sorts of reactionary elements of work. So, so this is quite interesting, like how like a Krishna conscious person is not lazy. He does all sorts of activities for the pleasure of Krishna. Like once Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder of ISKCON, he was asked, like sometimes people think that we just we are not working hard. Those who have taken to the monastic life, or those who are living in, or those who are working as a devotees. So Srila Prabhupada says, like in the sense we are working hard even more than them. In the sense sometimes you see that the devotees who they just wake up early in the morning, they do all sorts of artis and then meditation, and then they go for their work, and then they do so many hard work. And but the driving force here is what? Pleasure of Krishna. We want to please Krishna, we want to serve Krishna. So the inspiration is that, like that. And the one who is not having this relationship with the Lord, so he may be working just in his like material realm. Okay, I want to work hard. Why? Just to enjoy my senses, or just to help my family enjoy their senses. But the same way, a person can be in a family and link his all his relationship in Krishna consciousness. Link all his activities in Krishna consciousness. So one can act on the behalf of Krishna, taking like his family as like servants of Krishna. So seeing my spouse in relationship to Krishna, that okay,